Hi.
Good morning.
Good
Hello.
morning.
Before
Hello.
you start, do you consent to being videotaped?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He didn't have to ask me.
I'm proud to announce that there will be two uses of the word flaccid today.
Oh, excellent.
So,
It's an underused word.
Hey, leave me alone.
okay. So, this is my first published novel. I'm pretty excited. Thank you for coming. It's called Like Real, and it's a body horror rom-com set in the near future about a wannabe ladies' man who is an idiot and lost his hand. And now he has since it's set in the new future, he has a new prosthesis that he got from a company called Like Real. And the promise is that it's going to assimilate with the body and look like real in very little time. But it doesn't quite yet. It's got a mind of its own, and it looks really weird. So he's put a glove on, as indicated in this great image drawn by Luke Spooner. And what I'm going to read, he has a crush on a woman named Tanya, who is a clickbait writer. And so he's invited her to this big party at his apartment complex. She shows up with vodka jello. They get a little drunk. They're going to go upstairs. He thinks he's getting laid. She thinks she's getting the scoop. So I'm reading when they go upstairs, and then I'm going to take a little tiny pause and then button up the scene. All right. Martin Denny's Quiet Village played. One last thing. Any interiority goes like this. Okay. Quiet Village played as Tanya and her bowl of jello inspected his abode, beginning with the record display. Why are parrots screaming at us? Oh, the music will get, should I change it? Tanya grinned and shook her head, moving to the oil paintings. That's a boy and his dog, Vic said. Is that what the symbols say? She squinted at the Japanese characters. Or are you just describing what I'm seeing? No, that's translation. The other is birds and a maiden. Pretty. And lovers in a garden. Vic noticed that she barely gave that one a glance. What's she trying to tell me? It's not like I took her on the tour ending with the bedroom, ... She stopped at the Who Maru painting, taking in the mighty frigate, the stormy sea, a spoonful of jello. This I love truly. Behind her, Vic pumped the air. She moved over to the sword display. I didn't know I hoped you'd have these until this very second. Her words had thickened into a slur. They're recreations of feudal Japanese swords, Vic explained. I practice the art of kendo. All right, yeah, I remember you telling me. She reached up to stroke the shaft of a wood bakudo, also sneaking a quick armpit sniff. I remember how you looked in the candlelight, he said, and immediately regretted it during the silence that followed. Man and woman on either side of the room, he mired in the embarrassment of sounding like a weirdo who falls in love too fast, while she was halfway between tipsy and blotto, readying to tell him something she thought he needed to know. Before you say something else, I used to date this brilliant poet. She licked her spoon clean. I was crazy with a K about him. I once attacked a woman with a broken beer bottle, smashed it on the edge of the table because he flirted with her. I would have considered self-immolation if he'd asked nice enough. She handed Vic her empty bowl. As it turned out, he was just a purposefully unmedicated bipolar narcissistic asshole who wore makeup and lived in his car. He was homeless? No, he lived in his car, Vic. Well, I'm not on medication aside from CoQ10, fish oil, and ginseng. What I'm getting at is that you should take off your glove. He saw this coming, but hadn't formulated an explanation, so he winged it. Some people have wounds on the outside, and other people have them on the inside. He fought to keep Proto stuffed in his pocket. They are the fortunate ones who can conceal the wound until a time when mutual trust develops and they feel comfortable confiding in another person. And you don't feel comfortable confiding in me? Shit, how to answer that question. It wasn't a matter of distrust. It was more about her rejecting him for his malady. If I take off the glove, what'll you take off? Oh, I don't know, my disapproving frown? Consigned to his fate, Vic sat close, but not too close to her, and began a burlesque of pulling off the glove in sync with the music. Tanya struggled with patience. Tick-tock, jerk-off. With the last tug, the glove pulled free. Tanya swallowed a gasp at the perfectly normal thumb welded to an icky skin graft. It's a prosthesis that's merging with the arm. The skin it'll look real at some point. Tanya requested permission with her eyes. Vic nodded. She reached out to Proto, who met her halfway. Their palms touched. I thought all I needed was a little hydrogen peroxide, Vic explained. The whole thing from beginning to the incident happened in 2 days. What thing exactly happened in 2 days? She asked, extricating her hand from Proto, who briefly held on before letting go. I lost most of the hand, is all I can say right now. Kept the thumb, as you can see, but it's weak. And during this, you go out on a date? Some things are worth it. Yeah, I'm worth your hand. 4 fingers and half the palm, technically. May I take a picture of the creature prosthesis? Proto is what we call it. She pulled out her cell. It's super cool, she lied. Vic's face brightened. Can you hold a sword? Yes, I can. Vic galloped over to his display. Lefty got the blade. Proto got a bokudu. Maybe take off the jacket? Vic tore off his jacket. Tanya adjusted a lamp for more light. Vic assumed a pose, showcasing each hand and katana. Tanya focused the camera close enough on Proto to show contrast between sleek sword texture and the hand surface of the moon quality. Took a few shots, then switched over to video and pressed record. Victor, when did you first suspect something was wrong? Oh, wait, I have better pants. Vic skipped out of the living room. Tanya paused the recording, rubbed her temples, feeling the headache to come. She tottered over to Vic's bookshelf, noting the extensive collection of Star Trek books. Fuzziness and guilt and a soaring inebriation filled her as she scrolled her phone, stopping on the close-up shot of Vic's curious appendage gripping the sword handle, the image that would bait 1,000 clicks. Though knowing very first about any Star Trek iterations prior to the 21st century, for some reason she thought, set to stun. I'm wearing my lucky pants, Vic sang, trouncing into the living room shirtless and wearing flowy black pants. Whenever I wear my lucky pants, I gotta do crazy little dance. Tanya lunged, a ferocious kissing beast. Vic smooched back. Proto touched her waist, slid up her rib cage, and clambered over her shoulder to stroke her tattoo. They pulled apart to gulp for air. I don't live in my car, and you already know all my secrets, Vic whispered huskily, followed by more face sucking. Number 1 scooted out of their way as they flopped down on the couch, pressing into each other urgently. Tanya sat up to unzip her dress. Vic bolted to the stereo and put on Saturday Night Fever. I'm gonna rock your world, bitch boy, Tanya called from the couch. Yes, yes, yes. The driving beat of Staying Alive began. Vic shook his ass at her, strutted backwards, lips pursed in an Elvis pout. I'm a dancing man. He spun Travolta style to Tanya, nestled into the couch cushions, green-lipped, messy-haired, unconscious. What? Tanya? She mumbled incoherently. Oh no. He stood staring at her for a moment. She was out. Down. He sighed, hoisted her legs up on the couch, rolled her on her side, sliding the Japanese neck pillow under her head. Proto slithered out for a last rub of her tattoo. Belay, Vic whisper yelled. Proto obeyed. Helped Lefty tuck the blanket under her chin. Vic ran into the kitchen for a glass of water, which he placed on the trunk, all set. He extracted the cell phone from her hand, accidentally swiping it active, and there it was, the image of Proto. Fuck. He knew she wanted him for a story, but this horror show close-up seemed exploitative. He hit the back arrow and raised the camera to her, moving closer to capture her gigantic zit, a ripe whitehead at its tip. How would you like it? He considered leaving the image to humiliate her tomorrow. She'd obviously attempted to hide it with makeup, probably didn't want it exploited. Maybe she'd learn a lesson. He shook his head. I'm not that guy, he thought, erasing the image. He considered also deleting the Proto picture, but 86 the idea because she kissed him and there was hope yet. So he dropped the phone on the couch, shut off music and lights, and whistled for number 1 to follow him to bed. As boy and dog retired, Vic decided he'd surprise her with pancakes in the morning. Last bit. Next day, dozens of plastic margarita cups twinkled in the pool as the sun rose over La Villa Armada. Somewhere up in the nearby foothills, a rooster crowed. In Vic's living room, conscious, unconscious Vic Moss had questions. Why am I naked in the living room? Why do I stand over her? Proto, what are you touching? What the fuck are you holding in your... Belay, you bastard. Move away from my... Wait, don't move. Keep it cupped. Tanya's eyes opened. She sprung off the couch. What are you doing? Oh, God. A wrong turn at the coffee table trunk sent her tumbling to the floor. In the next moment, Vic became fully conscious and found himself naked and looming over her. Proto cupped his dick and balls. Oh, no. Where's my purse? She stumbled to her feet, hair flying wild, same as her eyes. Where's my fucking purse? I must have been sleepwalking. Shoes first. Shoes. She reeled around, found them, grabbed them, Purse, purse, purse. She circled the couch as Vic lurched after her, issuing a torrent of explanations. I don't know how, I had no bad intentions, I was covering my privates, so the intention was, I don't know, to get some cereal, which I do every morning, usually naked. Why am I so stupid? I was probably being discreet, or maybe I forgot you were here. Tanya found her purse by the stereo. Purse! I mean, you passed out, so I put a blanket on you. I went to my room. I never should have come here last night. Number 1 is my witness. She flung the blanket off the couch, pulled out the cushions. Keys, keys, keys. I swear to you right here and now, I'm not this guy. Please, Tanya. Proto reached out, entreating forgiveness, but Vic barked him down. Belay, you motherfucker! Tanya stopped her frantic spinning. Hysteria supplanted by an icy calm. Pardon me? No, not you. I was talking to... He pointed to Proto, still cupping his gentleman. Oh, what a relief. You were talking to your special hand. Gee, I feel so much better now. She slipped into her pump, stopped to gulp water. I don't want you to leave this way. What way, Victor? How am I leaving? Please articulate. Pissed? You're still naked! God, he streaked to the bathroom. Number 1 followed him, yipping frantically. Tanya shook her purse, heard the jangle of keys. Of course. Steadied her breathing, marched to the door, flipped the lock on the door handle. The door didn't open. Open, open, she demanded. She tried flipping the deadbolt. It wouldn't give. She dropped her purse to pound on the door with both fists. Let me! Vic ran out to her rescue. You have to jiggle it. He clipped it open. For fuck's sake, Vic, why would you put on a t-shirt before pants? What kind of person are you? Vic looked down at his uncupped cock, flaccid, yet peekabooing out beyond the t-shirt. Proto was holding the pair of jeans. Oh no. Tanya flew outside. On her way downstairs, she came up with a title for her My Diary entry on this. Naked Monster Woke Me Up. Thank you.